My husband doesn't touch me. Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And today I wanted to talk about the subject or the topic of why my husband doesn't touch me. First and foremost, if you are in this situation, I am sorry. It is an incredibly difficult situation to be in. Physical touch is something that is so important in a relationship, and the lack of that physical touch can make you feel insecure. It can really break down your confidence. And to be honest, it can kind of make you feel like, not kind of actually, it will make you feel like your partner is not interested and doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. But I want to try and change your perception on the situation a little bit. A lot of the times, men are not great at communication. So, if he is not touching you, if there is a lack of physical intimacy, it is very possible that he is going through something in his life that he has yet to communicate to you. When men are stressed or anxious or feel the pressure of the world on their shoulders, they have a tendency of shutting down. It's almost a self preservation mechanism, whereas women are much more communicative and they feel the need to be understood. So it is very possible that there is actually a breakdown in communication that is happening in your relationship that is leading to you feeling like he isn't touching you because it's something that you did wrong. We always leap to that assumption first. I did something wrong, and that may not necessarily be the case. But if there has been a breakdown in your relationship over time and you feel like you both equally have had your part in the breakdown of the relationship, then it is possible that he is not touching you for reasons pertaining more so to the relationship itself. So today I wanted to get into some of the reasons your husband may not be touching you. Let's get right into it. Number one, he is going through something. As I mentioned in the introduction, men have a tendency of shutting down when they go through something emotional, when they're stressed, when they feel pressure, when they're anxious. And this shutdown, as I said before, is more of a self-preservation mechanism. Men are not good at multitasking. So if it is something that is consuming their thought process and their emotions, it is the one thing that they are going to focus on. And in order to do that, they are going to have to shut down all external stimuli and able to deal with that situation, with that emotion. So it may not necessarily be something that is your fault, but it will feel like it is your fault because you are on the receiving end of it. In this circumstance, in this situation, empathy and patience is key. So trying to put yourself in your husband's shoes and maybe try to understand where he is coming from emotionally. Communication is also a great way to try to understand maybe where he is coming from. Now, as I said before, men have a tendency of shutting down during this time, so communication might be a little bit difficult, but it's more so about trying to support him through this period and try to empathize with him. And also, like I said, be patient. It's going to take time for him to maybe feel comfortable enough to let you know what is going on. Number two, he is unsatisfied. It is very possible that if it is not something that he is personally going through in his personal life, and it's a little bit more related to the relationship itself, it could very well be that he is unsatisfied in the relationship. And so at this point, it's about asking the nitty-gritty questions. What happened that made him unsatisfied? So some of those questions would be, do you micromanage him a lot? Do you guys get into arguments a lot? Are you frustrated with him and you potentially yell at him about the dishes? Do you try to control him? All of these types of little things. And again, it may not be something that you are consciously aware of. It actually may be subconscious emotions that are coming out because of the fact that you are frustrated and you feel as if your husband doesn't want you. So you are lashing out in ways that you usually would not. But These types of actions make your husband feel as if his independence is being taken away. And one of the most important things to men usually is their independence, their sense of freedom, feeling like they are their own person and they are a man at the end of the day. So, if these little things are happening within your relationship, it could lead to him being dissatisfied. The third possibility is that it is just not his love language. I've talked about love languages before, and there are 5 primary love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. If physical touch is your love language, but it is not your husband's love language, then there is a disconnect. And it can feel as if your husband does not understand you or your husband does not want you, but that may not necessarily be the case. Maybe he is an individual who focuses more on words of affirmation, and that is his love language. So, trying to understand each other's love languages is absolutely necessary and crucial in the success of your relationship. And again, a lot of this comes through communication, through understanding each other. If you want to know a little bit more about the love languages, then there's a book that I would recommend, and I have no affiliation to this author, and I'm not a sponsor for this author or anything like that. It's just a book that I read that I feel really helped me to understand these love languages and helped me be more successful in my relationship. And this book is called 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Remember, assuming the worst can lead to so many unnecessary fights in your relationship. There are a multitude of different reasons for why your husband may not be touching you, and it may not necessarily be the worst case scenario. Just keep that in mind. The most important thing that you can do is try to communicate with your husband and understand why there is a lack of intimacy and a lack of physical touch. Has he always been that way and you just never really noticed? Or is this something that has gradually changed over time? Or was it an overnight change? There are so many different scenarios and so many different ways of approaching this. But if you immediately approach it from worst case scenario, it is not serving you a purpose. If anything, it's just creating more negativity in your relationship than necessary. So again, trying to understand the root of the issue. And those 3 are just 3 what I would consider primary, more common reasons for why your husband may not be touching you. If you feel like you're related to this topic, to this subject matter, please make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button below. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear if you guys have been in a similar situation or if you are currently in this situation. Please make sure you leave your comments in the comment box below. If you want to dive in a little bit deeper and you want to maybe understand it a little bit more, or you're just not comfortable leaving a comment in the comment box below, please visit us at happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs related to this subject and many other topics as well. You can book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have here on the team. I also wanted to take a minute to talk to you guys about routine in a relationship. One of the main reasons for why relationships start to break down and could potentially lead to dissatisfaction and a lack of intimacy is that monotony of daily life and the routine of a relationship. If you would like to know how to break the routine in a relationship in order to have a successful marriage, a successful relationship, please click on the link below. I've created a training for you guys in order to learn how to break the routine in a relationship. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I hope to see you guys soon.